Hello lads, Rosie here. The devs finally put out the patch notes, so we already went over the bulk of the chapter, but let's just speed through some of these other features as well real fast. Three main things. We already talked about the DS change, about how that's getting into the game. They fixed the HUD a little bit again, because that was just such a big change. Ruin's bugged in the PTB right now if you're playing that. Don't use Ruin in PTB, it's bugged. Hopefully they can fix that by the time the main update comes in. Smaller chapter though, but the only two things are this. We'll start with Blight because he's at the top. They adjusted his they finally reworked his camera, so hopefully that won't be so clunky anymore. It'll be in sync with the other characters, so you can see a little bit better when you're around some tiles as him. And then they reworked his collision detection for his power. It should be consistent with basic attack obstruction and no longer result in sliding off of the various structures. Okay, so that was starting to be a massive problem on Blight. The slide would just make him not fun to play, like honestly. He was fun when he came out, and then I swear to God, some people were saying it was a shadow nerf, other people were saying it's a bug. They said they reworked his power, so it doesn't seem to be a bug, or else there have been other bug fixes. So yeah, they shadow nerfed him when he came out, and then I guess they pulled it back because it was too much. So yeah, you should slide a lot less with him now. So Blight should feel much more smooth to play as now. And then let's go to the Wraith. They increased his cloaked movement speed, decreased his move speed while uncloaking, reduced the windstorm add-on movement speed bonuses to compensate for the speed, and then removed the uncloaking speed penalties from the windstorm add-on. Okay, so they made what I'm assuming is the yellow one base, like they should have to begin with. That is a change the Wraith needed. Okay, this base invisibility shit obviously wasn't good enough, but they finally gave him one of the buffs that he needs. He needs Bone Clapper base next, and then we can start really improving him. But we've opened up a slot. All Seeing Blood can now see a lot more play, as can All Seeing Spirit. His other iridescent now can be used a lot more frequently. So this helps him. This is a buff that's actually going to help the Wraith. I think he might actually be better than Ghostface now. I think he's going to have a lot more pressure. So that's good. Those were finally, they finally made the Windstorm add-on base. I'll take the decreased movement speed. That's not a nerf. Don't get confused, anybody. They just made Windstorm base. If you run Windstorm, you deal with that every time. It's not referring to the speed at which you do a dash. It's referring to the actual speed when you're hitting your bell. The dash should remain relatively unaffected based on this here text. Okay? And then Almo lost. They added the colorblind shit. Good. Fuck Almo. And so that's it. Just some very basic features. Wraith and Blight should feel a lot more smooth now. It's interesting to see where Wraith's gonna go. He might be the superior one over Ghostface now. Thank God they fixed that. Okay, that's it. For real this time, that's it. We're done here. We're getting the hell out of here. GG's, boys.